Welcome aboard Sea of Friends, your weekly Sea of Thieves voyage. I'm Last Call for Lunch.
I'm Miss Lunch Lady.
And I'm Darkest Warhawk.
We're back! I know you're excited to see us, excited to hear our voices if you're listening.
It's been a while.
It has. It has been a crazy... Oh, Bill's camera just shut off on me. There we go. He's back.
I'm back.
It's been a crazy few weeks. How long I guess we've only been gone a week, but it's been a crazy week.
We've skipped two podcasts.
Oh, yeah, because we were gone a week.
2 weeks. Yeah.
And then, well, however long you've missed us for a while. And
why were you gone?
Why were we gone? Or when were we gone? Well,
no, why were you gone?
If you all remember last episode, we took a vacation to Disney World. Hello.
Woo!
Yay!
The happiest place on earth, quite literally.
It was so good. I didn't think about work once. It was awesome. I loved it. I had such a blast. I met Johnny Depp. I rode the Pirates of the Caribbean ride. It was amazing.
Yeah, let's hear about it.
I'll tell you. I mean, like you've rode the ride, right? Obviously, we've talked. Yeah, you rode it multiple times, and then you get to experience part of portions of it in the Tall Tales. But there's something about being on it, like you're on the little boat and you're going, and then you're next to Barbossa's ship. And he starts firing cannons, and you feel them whiz by. They hit the water splashing you. It was incredible, dude. And not just that, but like there's so many rides at Disney similar to like that experience of just like it's not just a ride on a roller coaster, but there's like stuff going on. The whole 5 days was just outstanding. It was awesome. We went to every park. We did everything. We ate all the foods. We rode all the rides. It was fantastic.
But back to the not to make it all about Sea Thieves, but obviously it's a Sea Thieves podcast. But that first Tall Tale, I know it's been a while since we played the Pirates of the Caribbean Tall Tale, but was it not pretty similar to that ride where you kind of see as you're going around, you see kind of envelop in front of you?
It was awesome.
And the narrator and the music and
the same.
Like quotes.
Yeah, it reminded because I did I experienced it in Sea of Thieves first, so I was like, oh my god, it's shit, there, the guy in the well. They're over there. They're selling the chickens and shit. What? Just like in the game. Where's Ramsey? Where's the Pirate Lord? Orft, what's up? Boaz, what's up? Welcome, everybody.
Woo!
Game God, hello, dude.
Game God. Everybody's here, man.
Y'all up so late. Especially you, Boaz. Like 5 a.m.
Go to bed.
No, but yeah, we went to Disney. It was a fucking trip, dude. To make a long story short, we got to the airport morning of, found out our flight was canceled. The next flight wasn't until later we were at the airport at our flight was at 7 something a.m. The next flight out wasn't until 8 p.m. and we're just like, fuck it. We drove Ohio to Florida. It was like 13 hours, 14 hours. It was crazy.
And we made it.
Yeah, it was
we did it. Our car made it, which we were kind of surprised.
I mean, I was very surprised. One, I'm glad that Jamie took his truck into the shop and I had to drive him to the parking lot, because if I didn't, I probably never would have checked my car out for anything, and then it probably would have something bad happen on the way back, because I was so low on oil after that drive. Because normally you're taking a road trip in a car, you take your car to the shop, you get to rotate the tires, but make sure everything's good and go. But since it was spur of the moment, let's just fucking drive, I didn't have a chance to do any of that stuff. So I was so low on oil, it was crazy. It was not good. But it's good now.
We were good. We had car was safe, so we stayed at the campground. So we drove to the campground where our friends were waiting for us in their camper, and that was my first camper experience, I guess.
Yeah, every time I've always camped in the past, I've been tents. Never in a cabin, never in a camper.
My grandparents had a camper when I was a kid, but I was little. I don't really remember it.
Yeah.
So that was fun. So that was, and each campsite is surrounded by like lush like palm trees and stuff, so you kind of have some privacy from the campsite next to you. And then it's Fort Wilderness, and so there's like trails, there are horse rides, there are carriages, like taking people on horse rides all around, or you can ride horses and like do a horse trail. There's boats and swimming pools and all kinds of stuff there to do, things to do.
Yeah, it was great. I think there was one day, 1928. Man, I'm not on the clock right now. I don't do military time unless I'm at work. This is 7:28. Yeah, it was fantastic. One, I also realized like I love Florida.
It's not bad weather, I think, as of right now, and especially I think you guys had some cold weather going through. So
It
I'm
Yeah.
snowed.
sure
It snowed here yesterday. We got like 2 inches. The roads were shitty as fuck. And then this morning, you look outside, it's like it never even snowed. No, but no, the whole
was
week
really
was
The
go on.
perfect time of year to go to Florida.
Mm-hmm.
It was, I mean, the weather was great. We had one day that was in the 90s. Other than that, it was like 70s the whole time we were there.
Yeah, I think the worst part was like the one day where we weren't going to a park or anywhere, and it was like we're gonna have a cool, chill pool day. It like stormed and rained all day, but we played out in the rain. It was fun.
Yeah.
The
And my favorite part of the trip was the Kennedy Space Center.
yeah, we went to Kennedy Space Center. It was awesome. If you like space, the rocket, man, we stood next to a fucking Apollo rocket. It was huge. We stood next to a
was
fucking
wild.
Huge.
space shuttle.
Huge.
It was
Yeah,
huge.
like
it was
a
huge.
real space shuttle. There were like real like cockpits that you could sit in. Like
Space shuttles
there
are
was
huge.
like it was the most wild experience. And I know I'm a nerd for space, like, so I feel like I'm a little bit biased, but I also just think that even people who like aren't nerds for space like would still love it. It was just absolutely
Yeah,
incredible.
the
Like
space
just
shuttle. What was it? Atlantis.
Atlantis, yeah, like just an awe-inspiring experience. So everybody listening, the next time you go to Florida, just be sure to pop on over to the Space Coast and
Yeah.
hit up Kennedy Space Center.
Yeah, the space shuttle Atlantis was so huge. It was big, and then I got to the underside of it, and I was like, "This is huge!" Like just seeing where like the landing gear, I was like, "That is giant, enormous."
And it makes you feel tiny. Like
Yeah.
it's so big that it's like a little bit scary, you know, because it's just like you feel like minuscule compared to this giant spaceship.
And then the whole week was great, and then at the very end, we started to not feel so good. And the drive home, the kid was sick the whole time. Case was not feeling it. I really wasn't feeling it. The next day, we got home Saturday. The Sunday, we were even feeling worse. Took some COVID tests, and we all had the COVID.
Oof.
Happiest place on earth gave us COVID.
I mean, it makes sense, unfortunately, because it's like they had just lifted the mask restrictions maybe like a week before. We have basically been all but quarantined. I mean, we've pretty much been quarantined for the last 2 years. We hardly go anywhere. We hang out with a handful of friends. Anthony works from home. Our kid's not in school. So we've not had any exposure really at all. And then we go to this place where there are thousands of people during spring break, no masks, and come home with COVID. So
Or if I'd say it was like 4 galleons big. Huge. Huge.
huge.
Yeah. COVID sucks. That's I don't know what else to say. It's COVID. We felt shitty all week. Casey's still feeling a little shitty. We thought we were feeling better, by this weekend. And, so I smoked some meat. I smoked some chicken on one day. Then I smoked a roast. And then she started doing some yard work and then was just like, nah, I'm not 100%. I thought I was 100%,
Yeah.
but I'm not 100%.
I was like, I can't do this. I need to sit down.
Yeah.
I told Anthony I just want to be a blob. I just want to be a blob for like 3 days, and
Bed
then
blob.
maybe I'll feel better.
Bed
A
blob.
bed blob.
Bed blob.
It knocks you out. I feel you.
You had it, right, Phil? Earlier in the pandemic.
I had it earlier this year, and it was not
okay.
nearly, unfortunately, or Fortunately for me, unfortunately for you, I guess it was not nearly as bad as what you guys are describing. I honestly just felt like I had a cold, a slight cough, and here and there. So
There was
I
one
was
day
very
that was
fortunate.
really scary. Like her breathing was so horrible. My breathing was mostly fine. It just felt like someone pushing on my chest.
I mean, I guess it really, I mean, it did, like, if you had to boil it down to, like, a description, it was just, like, the worst cold that you could imagine. Like, it was that, and that's really all it was, but my fever just kept going, like, in and out. Like, I would be freezing, and then I'd be burning up, and I think like, looking back on it now, I'm like, I don't think I realized quite how feverish I was, because I was just, like, not completely there.
Yeah.
But I'm good now. It's, like, still, I'm a little fatigued, and, still coughing, like my throat is a little meh, but no, we're mostly back to normal, so that is why we haven't been around for 2 weeks, but we're back.
But it's not just she looks great at the moment. Nah, she's so I'm at my desk. Normally she's at her desk. Bill's at his place at his desk. She's in bed right now, so so her camera shut off.
I'm exhausted and overstimulated, so I went to bed and turned off the lights. So I'm in a dark bedroom talking to these fine gentlemen.
And but we weren't the only ones who left. Bill, you went out of town as well, didn't you? The week we were gone, didn't you? You were gone too.
I did, yeah.
You were in Florida as well.
Yeah, I was in Florida as well. We were just on the opposite side of Florida.
Hours away still.
Yeah, I was down near Pensacola Beach.
Your camera disappeared on my end, and Orp said, "Oh my, Bill's gone." Oh, never mind. I thought he went to bed.
No. I mean, here and there, we'll see. But yeah, I was down at the Pensacola Beach area. It was wonderful. I was actually working. It was my girlfriend's spring break, and she's got some family down there, so we were actually able to go and stay with them. But I worked during the day, just some, either on my computer or out visiting stores and whatnot. And then, was kind of partying, not partying, but like chilling with them, I guess, so at night. So
partying it up.
Yeah. But I was able to go out to the beach a few times, which was nice. And
you had good weather too on your side of Florida?
It was good. Yes. Very, the weather was nice. It was a little windy. I think there was a storm kind of brewing coming in, so it was pretty windy for us. I'm from Wisconsin, so I have my my hot blood. I went into the ocean. People were like, "What? I can't believe you're going to the ocean. It's so cold." Not for me. I'm like, if I'm here, and it was always a thing. Like when I was in Wisconsin and we would go on like family vacations, if we go to the ocean, we're going into the ocean. Like
100%.
Yeah, dude.
I'm already here. We got to go. So I went into the ocean, and not that they freaked out or anything like that, nothing like that, but it was just like, for me, and it's my psychology, like I have to go in. So
yeah,
it was cold. I'm not gonna lie, but it did feel refreshing. But yeah, it was super windy and whatnot. But yeah, it was a fun time. Nice. It was a nice work trip / vacation, so to say, but still a good time.
Orf says, "I can't wait to hear the end of the story, but I'll have to catch it later." Fatherhood engage. You go
Bye,
do the dad
Orf.
stuff, man.
Go do it, Orf.
Thanks for stopping by, man. We'll talk to you later, dude. We hope you have a wonderful evening, man.
Heck yeah.
Tell your kid to eat his vegetables.
So I'm gonna. This just occurred to me, so I was gonna tell the story. We the
awesome,
Kennedy Space
dude.
Center is on Cape Canaveral, and Cape Canaveral
awesome.
is also like a wildlife refuge. So like everything that like NASA hasn't developed, they like try to like keep preserved for Florida's like natural plants and animals to grow there. And I saw an alligator, Bill, out in the wild. Wild.
Just chilling down on the side of the road or something. I missed it.
Yeah.
But after she told me that, the whole rest of the trip, anytime we were in the car, I was looking for gators. And I thought I saw 5 or 6, but they turned out to be like a stump or a drainage runoff or a rock.
Yeah. What all gators look like.
But I saw a real alligator just out there, which, you hear that about Florida, but like I've only ever seen alligators at the zoo, not just like living their lives. So that was awesome.
I'd be fine with living in Florida sometime. eventually.
You
one
kind of
day.
always think for something like that, it's like, okay, that's just someone taking a picture. That's not everyday life. And then you actually go and experience, like, oh, I guess this is kind of everyday life there.
Gator on the
Yeah.
side of the highway.
It's like when I went to Jackson Hole and there's just freaking elk and moose just around the houses. I'm like, wow. I thought that was just a
What?
nice picture. And all of a sudden we roll back to our condo area that we were staying in for the week, and there's just a giant moose just feasting on the wildlife, the
Oh my
plants.
God,
It's
that would
like,
blow my mind.
yeah, yeah, because to your point, you go to a zoo and you expect it, like it's there. I mean, it's cool. Don't get me wrong. I love it. I love the zoo. I love the animals. But like seeing it in real life, it's just a different.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just a different thing. It's different.
Different energy.
Yeah, I don't know. It was crazy.
I mean, it's no. I feel like
Especially a
out
gator.
there, in Wyoming, whatever. It's no different than like us seeing deer in our backyard here, like a white-tailed deer or whatever. It's just they got moose and elk.
Right.
You know?
We take it for granted. 'Cause it's like, oh, it's just a deer. Like, what do you? Okay, whatever.
Yeah, it is a
but
deer,
yeah,
whatever.
they're just like, it's just an elk. Why you send? And here we are, just taking our cameras, all like,
Oh my God, it's an elk. I mean, to be
Whoa.
fair though, there are deer all over Ohio, and my mom still does that when she sees a deer. When,
No.
when she would come to our old place, before we bought the house, like the old condo we rented, she'd be like, "Oh my God!" She'd put out the window. There's a deer down there. There's a deer. Hi, Bambi. Hi, Bambi.
Well, that's actually funny too, because my grandpa's a big. I say he's a big hunter. He went hunting, didn't really catch too many deer, or shoot too many deer. R.I.P.
Can't
Debbie.
catch him.
But we would same thing. Like my dad would go out hunting with him to give him company and do that, and it was just always a thing to go out. And when he's like, of course, I see a damn deer in my backyard, but I can't see one in 8 hours out where they should be living. So it is kind of funny how that all works out.
Boas says the biggest wildlife they got are wolves, but even those are rare.
Ooh, wolves
Yeah.
in the Netherlands. Well, guys, we should probably talk about, Sea of Thieves, since this is a Sea of Thieves.
Are you here to hear us talk about Sea of Thieves? Well, you're in luck because we're about to start 20 minutes in.
We're going to stop talking about our spring breaks.
So by time you listen to this, by time this episode comes out for your listening pleasures on all your favorite podcast platforms, the new update, the new adventure will be out. It comes out tomorrow for us, recording right now.
The Shrouds of the Deep.
A few days ago, if you're listening to this, the day it drops. The Shrouded Deep comes out along with a new Pirate Legend Voyage and along with the boost from Athena 20 to Athena 30.
Boo!
And guess who hit Athena 20 today?
You did.
I did it.
Oh, heck yeah.
Only took us 2 days of getting nothing done. Me and Case played last night, and I think it ended with us sad. Did we play last night?
You did.
We did, but we turned in.
Oh, we turned in. Oh, that was today.
You
So-
must have been sad because you couldn't get any. You didn't hit 20.
Yeah, we didn't get to 5, so we kind of just turned in what we had at the end of one voyage last night. But
But we were like level 4.
yeah, today we jumped on, and
Oh, Bill, this was some bullshit.
we were
Get
good.
reared?
We were good the whole fucking session, man. We did a whole voyage. We popped down a second voyage.
Well, okay, so this is before lunch
Mm-hmm.
on East Coast servers. Like this is what kind of like blows my mind a little bit.
Yeah.
There was nobody. It was totally dead. We saw a couple of other sloops. They mostly they left us alone. There were no Reapers
Yeah.
on the board. We did an entire Athena voyage. We had the chest on our ship. We were over level 4. You know how sometimes you throw an Athena voyage down, you do the whole thing, you only get to level 3? We got to
Yeah.
level 4. We threw another Athena voyage down. We were just starting to do that one. It was probably going to take us 2-3 islands maybe to hit
Mhm.
level 5
Yeah.
and then get the level 5 voyage and do that and sell.
And then shit just happened. So like throughout the session, we saw a sloop doing his own thing with an alliance flag up, not bothering anybody, whatever. We saw a sloop at one point with DA sails. They started firing off fireworks. We fired off fireworks. We didn't see them the rest of this time. As we were heading to Sanctuary Outpost towards the end, just to get rid of like the Athena chest before we continued on to what we were doing, the second voyage or whatever, we saw a ship there that wasn't there like 10 minutes prior when we had left there, because we went to Sanctuary to pick up some merchant stuff for drop it, and then our final dig was back at Old Faithful, and then we went back to Sanctuary. There was a ship had spawned. Casey blasted over. Everyone seemed chill. Hey, what's up? Not much. How you doing? Pretty good. Cool. And then I think, what were you like? We're just here to see. I just came over to see if you were friendly.
Okay, these motherfuckers. They were so nice. I climbed up on their ship. They didn't see me. They didn't see me. I held my lantern out. I was flashing my lantern just to show, like, hey, I'm not here to fight you guys. I was muted. They must have been in a party chat. They popped into game chat and they were like, hey, what's up? And I was like, hey, how's it going? And they were like, good, how are you? Where did you come from? And I was like, from that sloop that just sailed by. And he was like, oh, yeah. And they were like so nice. And then he was like, so what's up? What are you doing? And I was like, oh, I was just coming to see if you guys are friendly. And then he shoots me in the face and he goes, no, we're not.
Ooh.
So, but while she's talking to these guys, I go and kind of park behind some rocks that are close to Sanctuary. And so she's talking. She's like, all right, they just said they're not friendly. They shot me. They're laughing at me, whatever. All of a sudden, I hear chain shots. I turn around. It's that DA sloop.
Oh,
I don't know where they came from. I don't know how long they've been following us, how long they've been watching us. But they knew we were on Athena. They obviously knew we had just dug up the Athena chest. Like, but they came out of nowhere. Like, I mean, and it was
level 3. I guess I kind of understand.
my fault as well for not really paying attention, not keeping an eye out. But like, they really came out of nowhere, and this is where I just made nothing but wrong choice after wrong choice after wrong choice. So I take off. They miss all their chain shots. They're missing their shots. They miss a board. I'm going, oh yeah. Casey comes back. I start heading back towards Sanctuary because the other ship is there, and I'm thinking maybe they'll start fighting each other. I grab the Athena. I tell her, like, I'm going to step off the front. I'm going to go left. You go right. I was not thinking. She goes right into their fucking broads. They blast her. The other ship rolls around. They start blasting her. She's blasting from both sides. We sink. They take everything. The DA sail blast the other ship, the we're not nice kind of ship, and grab, take just all of our shit.
Yeah,
and
the
I'm
DA
swimming
ship sunk
away.
The fresh spawn.
Yeah, so I start swimming north to some rocks just north of Sanctuary, so I can just kind of like, my idea is to place the fucking chest on the rock, and then we'll come back and get it.
So let me stop for a second. You guys sunk, but you took the Athena and swam to a rock with it.
And they didn't.
Well, he jumped off the boat and abandoned me.
Which, and I hate to say it, like, it sucks, but...
And told me to just turn right. And I was like, okay, but like, meanwhile, turning right is turning right into the wind.
Yeah.
And into the broads of the DA sloop.
I wasn't thinking it through. I didn't think it through. I just
the other sloop is on my left at Sanctuary.
In my head, if she turns right and I swim left, then they follow her, but they don't get her. They just kind of follow her. You know what I mean? Right. I wasn't thinking their position or anything. But anyways, I'm swimming towards this rock. A shark comes up. I start fighting the fucking shark.
Oh no!
I make sure I'm good on food. I have like 3 pineapples and 2 cooked fish. I'm good on fucking food. I kill one shark. I waste all my ammo on this fucking shark. Swimming. I'm getting close to the rock. Another fucking second shark comes up, bites me once. I turn around. I go to slash it. Bites me again. I fucking die. But I know, like, okay, just north of Sanctuary, between Sanctuary and that rock, it's just sitting there. She had spawned already and had already started coming this way, so we're heading over this way, thinking, all right, they raised the Reaper flag, picked up all our treasure, hit Reaper 5 in like 2 seconds. All right, they have no reason to come at us. We have nothing. You just sank us. We just spawned. They don't go to Reaper's hideout. They come and sink us again. And at that point, we're just like, we're done. Did you touch the Athena though? No, we couldn't even get to it. So it probably got lost. They turned around and left after they sank us, so they didn't even get the Athena.
Nobody got the Athena, so the Athena sank.
Got lost. Yeah, it was sad.
Damn.
But by this point, we're both like so salty because we've spent,
yeah.
we're technically working.
And that was today.
That was today. That was this morning.
Oh,
So we were doing this like on the clock.
Yeah. We logged off. I went and got
allegedly,
lunch.
Allegedly.
It was on my lunch break. It was on my
Okay.
lunch break.
Nice pun there. Nice pun.
So after the end of the day, I jump back on again. And this time, Boaz is on. He's like, "Hey, what's up, man?" I was like, nothing. Just about to grind some more Athena. And he's like, "Can I,
Because Anthony's goal was to grind today to hit 20. He was so close. He was like 19 3/4. So he was like, I'm going to grind to 20 before they raise it.
Yeah. And, so Boaz joined us, which it's really like last night when we logged on, I switched servers like 5 times because every server I jumped on was like a level 5 Reaper, level 5 Reaper, level 5 Reaper. Today it was like no Reapers, but people still would fight, come into you, and then turn into Reapers and take your shit. With Boaz, when we started, we stocked up. We headed off on the first voyage. A Reaper showed up pretty quickly. We sank them pretty good. They come back like 5 seconds. Sloop.
A sloop.
Okay.
But so they respawn and start coming back, and then Casey joins in on us. So now we have a full 3 man.
Because they're on a brig.
Yeah, and I tell her right away, like, we just sunk a Reaper. They're coming back. We have no supplies.
And he was not kidding. They had 13 cannonballs and 4 bananas.
Yeah.
Well, to Boxy and Beard and LD, I mean that's all you need, right?
That's a fully stocked ship right there.
We've had worse, is what they always say.
But these guys, I never say like, man, they must be hacking or something. But these dudes, if they weren't hacking, we might have been. They were either hacking or we were playing against Shroud. Like, that's how good they were when it came to hitting their shots from so far away with like pistols and snipers. Like, it was insane how far they were.
And here's the thing, right?
Something, because that's Summit. Cookie or something like that is Summit. So
when I logged on, they were on a brig, right? So, and they had sunk these guys. They'd already gone up against these guys one time, but only with 2 of them, like Anthony and Boaz, and so I wasn't there. So when I logged on, this guy didn't know that I was on the ship. I came up behind him, hit him with a blunder. He turned around and hit me, and I died. And I didn't get a hit reg, but I know I hit him.
And
I was right behind him.
They were used. I hate the exploit where you can like go around and just start smacking things in the ship until you hear like a tink, and then that's where you know someone's going to spawn at from the ferry.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, because there were times where I spawn in and the guy's in front of me already aiming his fucking gun and just like blast me. Me and Boaz spawned in at the exact same time, and both were like insta killed. Like, it was insane. And that's not a hack. That's just like we just started, so it wasn't anything.
They were level 2 when I logged in.
They were just pissy that they got sunk, so they came back.
Well, here's the thing. Like, the first time, because we had a Chest of Rage on board. The first time, they didn't. The second time either, but the first time, like, the one guy was able to get on board and killed me and Boaz a few times. Like, they had sunk, but the one guy got on board, and they didn't try to take anything. Like, they threw our treasure off the ship. Like, they threw the Athena treasure off the ship. Which
what a piece of shit!
Like, once we killed him, I was like, "Hey, there's treasure." I brought it back on. But even when they came back and then Casey joined, even then, like, they were just circling. Their ship was circling us, not putting any holes in us, and they were just like killing us and not taking anything. And then after like a few minutes, they were like, they started putting holes in us. But it was just like they were just like just what Bo said. Like they were just TDMing.
Yeah, I mean, and I get it. Obviously, if you get rid of, God dang, rest in peace, the arena. I get it. People feel that and they want that, but that's, again, Ghost Story. We always talk about the etiquette. Like, that's not part of it. Obviously, right? I mean, that's something.
Right.
So
well, and they left us up so that we would just keep loading back in and they could kill us. Like, that should not be okay.
So, right. And that's why they put in that. I mean, I get it. That's why Rare puts in that, or not Rare, but Sea of Thieves team put in that message now when you're on the
Yeah.
ferry of the dam to, hey, you have that option to scuttle their ship, but that we always talk about too, like in your inner self, you don't want to. Like obviously, if it happens over and over and over, that's just dumb.
We said that
Well,
like
but
we
I
said that like we can if we don't go back through those doors, they win. Like they will know that we logged off. That's not happening. They're gonna have to sink us
But-
first.
I still think you guys won, personally, in my opinion, and not to get you off, Casey, I apologize.
No, you're fine.
But to my opinion, they were so pissed off they got sunk to start that they had to just dump your loot off the side. Like that's, in my opinion, that's childish. Like I get it if you're gonna dump, their cannon crate, their wood crate, whatever it may be. That's totally different, obviously, right? You don't want them to have the supplies if you're trying to sink them. But to dump their loot, not even pick it up, like you are just trying to be a dick at that point and spawn kill. How impressive are you that if you can find out where they're going to spawn and immediately have them spawn and kill them? Like, cool.
I don't get it.
Way
Like,
to
what
go.
do they get out of it?
Yeah.
Like what? Like what? How? Why is that enjoyable? Like,
And did you say did they raise Reaper?
The second time, no. I don't think they spawned at an outpost. I think they spawned just at an island.
And that's even worse, obviously, because I don't get it, but I get it. If they are a Reaper, obviously every kill they get, if you are an emissary, they get Reaper cred, right? Rev, whatever, blah blah blah. But
we got Athena rep for sinking the Reaper.
Hell yeah, you did.
No,
hey, that's probably what got you to level 2.
Probably.
Yeah, I mean, and that makes sense, but like for them to do that, it's just childish and just, I don't know. It is what it is. People play how they want to play. I don't think it's the right
sucks.
way.
Like
but...
it just sucks to play with dicks, man. It just sucks.
And then because
be good,
we're in
thank you, and go on with your day. Find somebody else to conquer if you have.
And then I think they started like laughing and like just talking shit right at the end.
Right, and then they start putting shit in the chat, and it's like, come on, man. Like
Yeah,
just like
at that
just
point,
fucking
it's so
stop.
childish because again, that really grinds my gears because if they're swiping to find out where you spawn, they're not taking the challenge. At least when like I see bigger streamers spawn camp, and they're not really spawn camping, they are trying to literally sink a ship. They're not keeping them without holes and just killing them for no reason. But when they do that, they're running around the ship. They're trying to see. They want the challenge of not knowing necessarily. They may have their ideas of where you're going to be, but they're not sitting in the corner with a blunderbuss waiting for you to come back and then just one hit you. Like, how do you laugh about that? To me, that just seems so stupid. It's so far fetched in my mind, and I don't get it. That's not fun to me. Like, if someone talks shit to me and was being very dickish and saying the stuff, then you were able to get them. I am definitely not pushing to spawn camp because I want to sink them. I'm like, F you, get off the server, whatever.
Right.
Like that.
No, that would be my goal too, for sure.
But if they're being a dick like that, yeah, I mean, you kill them, and again, I don't condone that, but it's like, don't be like that. I mean, again, there's no point, especially if you're not getting any rep for it. Like, there's no point.
Yeah, I guess they started saying like, too easy, bro.
Well, no shit. You're not even giving you a chance. Like,
I'm gonna step every time I step on an ant. I'm just going like, too easy, bro.
Yeah, like I mean, it's you have your hands behind your back. You're coming in, and we all know it. Like you spawn, and there's that split second where you don't even you can't even move. The game is literally registering you in, but they can see you spawn in, but you can't move, and then all of a sudden you're dead. It's like, cool. That's yay, you did it. Way to go. Like, I mean, and to me again, and I guess I'm hot headed. I'd be the one to keep spawning in. Like, go ahead. Like, this means nothing. There's no accommodations for killing people. There's nothing like that. Like, you are solving nothing, and I have more time than you that I'm willing to give. I'll be the bigger dick in that response. Like, you will get bored of this before I will.
We've done that once. I know. I remember we did.
You all have literally done that, and I have just listened because that drives me insane.
And it does, but it drives me more insane than to quit. Like, and this is very far fetched of an idea, and I keep saying far fetched. I feel tonight, but this is a very far fetched of an idea.
Far-fetched.
Like, I feel like the underdog. Like, what is that one time that I get the kill?
Yeah.
Like, they miss their shot. It doesn't register, whatever it might be, and then I get the kill. God, it's such a big boom on their own pride at that point. That makes me feel better. They can camp me for another 10 hours at that point, but I got that one kill. Even though that I with my one hand behind my back, my left leg was tied, on me, like I still got that kill, and that's where it matters to me.
Oh yeah.
No, I get it. I
We
totally get it.
after that we started on a new server. Started doing good. Got to level 2. Look over what's coming at us. Another Reaper. We're like, come on. It's just, why is everyone Reapering right now? Just let me get to 20, please.
Yeah. It's always when you have to, that little oomph to get to that 20.
Yeah.
That's
well, and that's what that's what Anthony said, and this is like so true. If we log on to Sea of Thieves with no goals, we're bored. Nobody comes after us. We can't get in any good fights. We don't get megged. We don't get skelly shipped. Like, we get nothing. Then we log in with one goal, like one simple goal, and it's a shit show all day, literally from the morning until the night.
Yeah, we were on this like last server or whatever, second to last server. We got Krakened, and that's when the Reaper decided to strike. After we'd been fighting this Kraken for like 10 minutes, dwindling down our supplies. This other Reaper showed up. We didn't sink them. We got a bunch of good shots on. I thought they were going to sink. I'm surprised they didn't. But like, I remember at one point one guy got on board, killed me, killed Boaz. We're like, Casey. She's like, I can't do it. I only have a pistol. I don't know how to do the pistol. And then like 10 seconds there, she's like, I fucking killed him.
Heck yeah. Yeah.
But they just wouldn't
Bill,
give up either,
so
man.
proud of me.
Oh,
I
am. I still am. But yeah.
I was like, this bitch just killed this motherfucker. Like, I was so pumped.
But it was another thing of like we're running out of supplies. We spent so much time fighting this crack and wasting our supplies. We had nothing, so we actually threw down Pirate's Life Tall Tale #1 and portal hopped. We lost. No, we had one thing of treasure on board, one Athena treasure, which we sold real quick, and we didn't lose the flag, so we jumped to another server at level 2, and then from that point on, it was smooth sailing. It's just everything was so far away from each other, but we got to 5. We got the emissary voyage. We it was honestly, I wish you were there with us, man. It was honestly the most Athena stuff I've turned in all at once. Like, it was like multiple trips for all 3 of us. It was. I mean, so ultimately, we ended up turning in 3 chests of legends, and then probably 5 collector's chests of trinkets. Yeah, skulls, cups, and then like the Athena keg.
A keg, and then a couple of those crates, crates of legends or whatever. So it ended up being a good haul, and it got Anthony to 20.
Yep.
That's awesome, man.
So he met his goal.
And at the end of the day, it's been a grind to get to 20. I know, but at the end of the day, it makes it better.
Of a grind to get to 30, dude.
Oh, for sure. But at least, it was fun. Like,
oh yeah.
I think it was probably more satisfying that all that happened and then you got it. Like, it's easy to say now, looking in hindsight, but it's at the same time, it's like, yeah, obviously, it was worth the battle. You hit it at least. You didn't have to wait till tomorrow or whatnot to get it.
Yeah. So yeah, starting tomorrow, out when you listen to this, we'll have Athena rank 30 to get to, an all new Pirate Legend voyage with some all new. I'm assuming there's going to be new weapons and gear and clothing and stuff. Otherwise, what's the point? And then Adventure 3 starts tomorrow as well. Shrouded Deep. And Bill, you just watched the trailer a little bit ago. It seems like we'll be teaming up with Merrick, teaming up with Belle, and we'll be taking on the Shrouded Ghost.
Yeah, I'm pumped. Like, and again, I'm with Casey. This is a ghost story from We Said Mrs. Lunch. Like, I don't want to get the accommodation for the Shrouded Ghost. I'm hoping we don't have to kill it. If we do kill it, whatever. But I hope it doesn't go to the accommodation. Like, I want to.
They put out a tweet earlier that said, since this is like an on-demand fight with the Shrouded Ghost, you will not be earning the commendations for it, in respect for anyone who's gotten it in the past.
I like that. It sucks because I want it.
Oh no, Casey's gone.
No. And
Casey's back.
I'm here.
I was saying, I like that though because I respect it. Right? I mean, you see all these top streamers that have been playing for 4,000 or 5,000 hours, something ridiculous, 1,000 hours, whatever it might be. I don't know. and they still don't have it right. It's just it is a to just have it gone like and then to finally see it would just be such a taken away. It wouldn't matter in my opinion. So I'm happy. I'm still sad because I haven't freaking seen it yet, but I know when that day truly comes, that will be pretty cool. And I was gonna say with the trailer obviously leading in, battling with Merrick, he's got a shirt on that has the the white looks like the white shrouded ghost on it. So obviously it's been proven, I guess, that it's going to be the actual Shrouded Ghost. So pretty excited about that because I know the last adventure we talked about thinking it was a Shrouded Ghost, saying how it was called the Shrouded Deep, assuming I guess that way. But I'm sure.
And then something didn't they say something about like the belly of the beast or something?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, belly of the beast. I mean, and again in the trailer they got like the shark on the map. I mean, it there's a lot of signs obviously that point to it now, but
plus it's
even when we
Merrick. So and that first update that ever came out for the game, that first DLC or whatever you want to call it, was like Merrick themed, and I think it was called the Deep, and it was when they first introduced Megalodon. So,
and it's not. I mean, I loved that trailer. It was so cinematic, so tense. Like just so well done, and then I love that you get to see the killer whale at the end.
Yeah, I thought when he was looking over, I was watching the casing, and I was like, he's about to get fucking eaten or something. And then like Bell popped out, and I was like, oh, never mind.
Yeah, I'm rewatching it. Oh, go ahead, Case.
I thought it was going to be like that Jaws moment where Jaws like pops up on the ship and grabs them by the leg. Or who did he grab by the leg? I was like, it's going to be Jaws, but it wasn't.
No, I thought the same thing. And at that same moment when Merrick was walking, and I'm like, I kind of just realized that Merrick's a badass because he lost both his legs
and an arm.
Left arm. He's walking up.
He's a torso.
Like no F's given at all. Just like
that was
I
like
live on a sea post. Like what's going on?
The Hungering Deep. Thank you, Bose. Yeah, that's what the first one was called, The Hungering Deep. If you go back and watch the Hungering Deep trailer, I remember like I found that so funny back then. Like that was the first time you saw Merrick and were introduced to him in that trailer, and he just had like 2 peg legs and like a peg arm.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah, the trailers, everything. The trailers for this game are so fucking good.
Yeah, they
so
give
cinematic. Yeah.
They give you enough to kind of introduce obviously what's going to kind of happen, but they leave so much out of it that it just makes your imagination kind of run wild. And I think they do a really good job with like setting a story up without telling you the story and having you kind of imagine or think, at least getting you prepped for the actual, drop. So I'm pumped to play it.
Mm-hmm. I'm curious about what all it's going to entail. The original Hungering Deep, you had to go around and find 3 Merrick journals, and then he would give you that's when they first introduced the drum to the game. He would give you the drum and a new song to play, and then you would have to go to a specific spot, and you had to have 5 people, so you had to have at least 2 crews. And you had to play the song, and then you summon the Hungering One. I wonder if anything is going to be similar to the Shrouded Deep as opposed to the Hungering Deep.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting. I'm excited. And what I really like too about these adventures is that they obviously bring new elements into it, but they also bring in kind of old, story-driven elements that kind of progress it that we've all been used to, but haven't seen this kind of chapter, so to say, kind of to evolve from it. Mm-hmm. So to have the Megalodon already in the game, not knowing, and all of a sudden it's like, wait, we're probably going to have to go swim down like we do, for the treasuries and the shrines and all that. And now we're going to we already saw the Kraken, and now we're going to see the Shrouded Ghost. It's pretty cool.
I think the one thing that I don't like about what's happening tomorrow is I wish the new Pirate Legend Voyage wasn't coming out tomorrow. Because in their last official podcast, they talked about how it has a little story to it, and it's sort of kind of like a sequel to Adventure Number 3. So,
right,
if it has a story that's connected to the Adventure Number 3, you can't really do that until you do the adventure.
Right.
I feel I don't know if it'll make sense or not. If you don't do the adventure first, but
so we're gonna have to do the third adventure,
and then probably
the Pirate Legend Voyage.
Yeah.
Is this also the adventure, the third one? Is it where like our decisions begin to affect the world?
I don't think so, because each season will have 3 adventures. But remember, adventure number 1 came out right before season 6 started.
Mm.
So I think adventure number 4 should be ending the season. And I think that's where we'll make that's where like that player choice kind of comes in that shapes the world in the future. Yeah.
Regardless, like again, it sucks to have to wait. I get it. It's fun to contemplate, to let our imaginations run wild. But I really, again, I'm happy. I'm engaged in this. I mean, obviously, we play a good amount regardless. We don't just come necessarily back for the adventures, but it's nice to have that that look ahead, like, oh, the next adventure's in a couple of weeks, like to keep us kind of fueled and going in, especially now that they're raising Athena.
Mm-hmm.
Not that I hit 20 yet, but
It's
so
okay.
close, so
I
close.
didn't either, Bill.
No.
After all of our bullshit today, I'm still only 19 and a half.
I thought she did. I thought she would have, because like I saw like a whole quarter of mine just jump up at once, and then I was like, yeah. And I remember thinking like, I mean, it stops at 20. It doesn't go up anymore. So like, I don't know how much there actually is. So in my head, I was thinking like, she must have got most of it done, right? Right? No, she a quarter.
Well, it's better than me. I think I'm 17 and a half right now. So
I thought you were
Remember
19
that
as
day
well.
that you said you were grind it all out?
Well, I was, and then what happened that day?
We went to bed.
Well, y'all went to bed, but I think I played the next day or something, and
I mean, Bill did a 12-hour stream or something insane.
yeah, I think I tried it myself, and I got sunk a few times. I lost my, especially during the Golden Glory for the Athena, I lost my rep a bunch of times because people obviously were out and about. Yeah.
Well,
I got my Athenas, but I just lost my rep. So
my plan for today was like earlier was like, I'm just gonna slowly do this while working and stuff, and then I told Case like I'll let you know when I have the treasure I'm about to turn in. You can like jump and join and get the stuff because you're working too and stuff. And she was like,
yeah,
no, I like playing with you, idiot.
All right. No, and that's the thing. Like I want to be 20 now, especially now that 30's coming out, just because I want to be there. But I know it ain't going away. So you know we can
be there.
make that slow climb again and just be a little bit behind. That's all.
Yeah.
So,
we just have to do more Athena stuff more often. That's what's up.
It's true.
We have been. I mean,
yeah, recently.
I think we've made that conscious effort now that that's kind of the thing to grind. So
yeah,
I'm not.
Because there was I feel like we all could have been level 20 months ago, but instead, logging in instead of doing Athena stuff, we would like go off and do this, or go off and just sail around, or go off and whatever,
Well, especially now that Casey's new thing is obviously to do every single Fort of Fortune. So we are not any shallow on that.
Yeah.
Well, so here's what I was gonna say. I know. So this is the first time we've mentioned this on anything like a stream or a podcast or whatever. But amongst the three of us, we have talked about how sometimes we log into the game, we don't have goals, like we don't have ideas or anything that we necessarily want to do. So we have a couple of ideas of things that we're going to do. We're going to basically make like jars or like kind of, pull an idea out of a hat sort of thing.
Setting them up on the wall right next to me.
Yep. So that's my plan for this weekend is to craft those guys. But like, we're going to have 2 jars. One that is like, this is what you're going to do tonight. And then one that is like a variable. So
an interrupter of sorts.
Yeah,
correct?
so it could be like
Yes.
for the goal, we could pull out like do an Athena mission, but the variable could be stop and fight the first Reaper you see.
I like it.
So that's how we're going to set up like more like that. Just that gives us things. It gives us something to work to. It gives us goals to work on, and also like keeps it fresh, keeps it spicy.
Yeah. Spicy.
So
I don't like too
excited. I've been
spicy because
thinking about
I get
ways
the
that I
acid
can-
reflux.
Little RNG within the RNG. I like it.
Yeah, man.
I've been thinking about ways that I can craft these little. I'm going to make some little like mason jars and attach them to like wood with some wire and stuff, and like do little like burned slips of paper with the missions on them to keep it as as
Piratey
as
possible.
immersive as possible.
Yeah, I think it'll
We
be. I
don't
think it'll
wanna
be
break
fun
the
for the
immersion.
future. It will always have something to do.
Yep.
It'd be great.
Because I feel like there are a lot of times where we all get out. We're like, "What do you want to do?" I don't know. What do you want to do? I don't really know. I didn't really have anything planned. And, yeah.
Well, it's nice. I mean, obviously they have the ledger rewards kind of back now. I think that we can kind of grind out and do and see where everybody is. But I think that will just bring a fun element in, especially like, for the one to go out and just fight the first Reaper you see. It's like, shit, that's not something that we're used to. So that gets us out of our comfort zone to be better at and just go and face a challenge.
Right. Like that's the thing is like, sometimes we do stuff because we don't like, or we avoid stuff because we don't like it. And it's like, if we're told by this piece of paper that we have to do it, then we have to do it. If it says, the ship cloud pops, you have to go do the fleet. Like, okay, we have to.
I was thinking about like goals and stuff today and yesterday and stuff. And one of the ones I came up with was run Reaper Emissary, but only level up from fighting and stealing treasure.
Yeah, like that's tough, man.
Yeah,
but it's good. Like I don't know why like this feels exciting and enticing to me to like be told to do these
buy
things.
A piece of paper.
That's I probably need to talk to my therapist about that. But like instead of like coming up with these ideas on our own and just like doing them in the moment. But I don't know. But it does sound fun, and I'm excited.
Yeah, I mean, it's like accommodation, right? I mean, even though it's not in game necessarily, like it's something that gives us a goal, something obviously to strive towards, and it's something that is out of our norms. So, like, we're not going to normally do the Fort of the Damned 25, 50 times, but if I can get something cool out of it, like, right? I mean, if this is what the magic paper says for the day, then it's something to kind of go after and chase. And
well, like it could be like you could pull like, only do Order of Souls Emissary fleet voyages, and then the variable could be if you find a ritual skull, you have to do the Fort of the Damned.
Right.
Like, and so sometimes your variable might not happen, but even if it doesn't happen, at least you have like a goal for, whatever the rest of the session is going to be.
I feel like we're gonna find a new way to rare ourselves, and I'm excited still.
Me and my friends.
We never find a ritual skull, but today we found 5.
Yeah, exactly.
So I guess we're stacking.
Yeah.
This is something in the past me and my old roommates would do. So like we all were filmmakers, and sometimes it's like we want to shoot some stuff, but we really have no ideas, and so we would do something similar. So there's 3 of us living in a house, and we would do something like we have to make 3 short films tonight, shoot them and edit them, and have them up by tomorrow morning. And so it would be like here's 3 hats, In this hat is a genre. In this hat is a character name that has to be in the short, and in this hat is like a line of dialogue in everybody's shorts, no longer than 2 minutes. Like, and then we would just film that, and then film 3 shorts and put them online. So it reminds me of that.
Yeah, and I see this evolving too. I mean, even getting the Twitter sphere, our Discord. If you haven't followed, !Discord if you're in Twitter or Twitch. Otherwise, reach out on Twitter and see the Discord. But I can even see this evolving to having the chat, other people out there to even say, vote on this, do this, and kind of just test us a little bit when we get a little bit more comfortable.
Yeah.
But
100,000 channel points, you can choose the variable.
It's something that I think that like lots of people could do. I mean, we see a lot of Sea of Thieves streamers who we watch a lot of streamers, we interact with a lot of streamers. Sometimes you struggle. Sometimes you just struggle for content. Like, this is kind of a good idea. It's a great game for an idea like this. It lends itself to this, tabletop board game kind of feel, and rightfully so. I mean, there is a tabletop game, so it's I don't know. I'm excited. I'm excited to see how it all goes. So, I'm excited to have a craft to work on. So that's my goal for this weekend.
Well, there's your craft. Is there anything in the board game that we can maybe even associate, like a wrist card or something like that? I don't know the board game that well, but maybe there's something there we can challenge.
Speaking of the tabletop game, we found a Airbnb in Wisconsin that is a giant pirate ship. So we're all going to go out there, and we're going to see a Thieves tabletop. Get up.
Wait, what?
He's actually not kidding. That's actually true.
I mean, we found it. We're not actually booking it right now, but like we did find an Airbnb that is a pirate ship in Wisconsin. I'll send you the link.
So, since this entire episode has essentially been a rehashing of the tall tale that we literally lived today,
Yeah.
I don't think we need to do a tall tale.
Yeah.
But I think we should talk about. So we've got the next couple of weeks are also going to be a little bit unusual in terms of our like stream and recording schedule, but our plan for anybody who does like to watch us on Twitch, or not, I shouldn't say us because it's you don't really see my face, but we are going to stream and play through the new adventure next Tuesday. So if you're listening to this on the day that it's live, it'll be tomorrow. We are going to stream and play through the next adventure.
Yeah.
Wait, tomorrow?
No.
Right? No.
For listeners.
I'm saying if you're listening to it.
Yeah.
If you're listening to it the day it drops, which is a Monday.
Rewind.
Dates are hard. I know, guys.
Yeah.
Tuesday, April 26th. I think I'm right about that.
Yeah.
We're gonna stream and play through the latest adventure and record another episode of Sea of Friends.
Yeah.
And I'm just putting this out there. I don't know what you guys Sunday is all about, but do we play the new Tall Tale then, and then we get down to the new Athena adventure?
Wait. Are you gonna be around on Sunday?
I'm here Sunday.
Saturday
is scattered.
Oh my God! Then the new
Sunday in
adventure is
4
on Sunday
days
for sure.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Then Sunday.
Yeah.
Well,
Sunday.
If you're listening
I
to
got
this
a wedding,
episode,
wedding Friday, wedding Saturday, Sunday. I'm going to be home and relaxing.
if you're listening to this
Okay.
the day it drops, time travel and watch us yesterday as we played the new adventure.
So basically, ignore everything I said. Follow us on Twitch and keep your eye out on Lunch's Twitch or Bill's Twitch.
Twitch.tv/Last Call for Lunch. Twitch.tv/Darkest Warhawk. Don't forget to check out those video clips of our past streams to watch the adventure if you missed it.
Or Twitter too, because I think we'll give some good updates via Twitter.
Yeah.
When we're going to do what as well, maybe Sunday,
True.
Monday, if you are listening. Although you won't know this until next week anyways if you're listening on the podcast. So hey,
Twitter @_Last Call for Lunch. Twitter @Darkest Warhawk.
Darkest Warhawk.
Don't forget to follow me on TikTok. TikTok @Last Call for Lunch.
Oh my God!
I
All right. Wrap it
upload
up.
sporadically. Very rarely do I upload on TikTok, and nobody watches it. Before we wrap up, though, it is time for the weekly Boxy Call. Yeah. All right. Thank you so much for hanging out and listening. Thanks for checking out the show. Thanks for always tuning in. We appreciate every last one of you folks, whether you listen once every 2 months, whether you tune in live. Oh my God, my hair.
Maybe
Like fucking
you
Iron Man.
listen to our podcast on repeat at night to help you go to sleep.
Yeah,
We
man.
appreciate you too.
I appreciate you if you listen to it on the toilet. But I hope you're not on the toilet for a whole episode.
Turning
'cause
into
I
this is
feel like
turning
you should go to
into
the
a Dr.
doctors.
Seuss. You can listen to us anywhere.
You can listen to us in the air. All right. For reals, though. Thank you so much for hanging out. Thank you so much for listening, dudes and dudettes. I don't know why I said dudes. I'm fucking tired.
Dude, that's work. I like
Until
that.
next time.
Until next time, I'm Last Call for Lunch.
I'm Miss Lunch Lady.
And I'm Darkest Warhawk.
And remember, it doesn't always have to be a Sea of Thieves.